Marcy Collier Overstreet. She is right now in the lead of this race for Atlanta City Council president. Of course, a former council member, and running against her, Rohit Malhotra, activist. He has never held political office, but he has kind of been viewed through the progressive lens on how he would like to run the city, especially with public safety. Once again, there's a lot of early numbers coming in, as well as some of those totals. The race is not extremely close right now, though. Mark, want to weigh in on this one?
I don't know enough about this district. I know that Malhotra made an effort to do outreach to Republicans. He spoke at a Young Republicans event. I don't know that Overstreet did that. I'm not. You might know. I don't.
We do must disclose that Fred did work on the campaign, so we have to go with it a little grain of salt on that campaign.
But I think there was an aggressive attempt by Malhotra to try to expand beyond focusing on just.
And
Democrats.
I guess I could ask you this too, just like broader picture, specifically looking at this race. The last panel we kind of talked about this establishment versus the outsider, right? Malhotra in this race kind of seen as that outsider. Overstreet seen as the establishment. Are we going to see more matchups like this? And if Malhotra, if he does come out on top, what does that speak to just the broader politics of Georgia?
Well, I think that's almost by definition what you see in Georgia so often now at all levels. I think Republicans have pretty securely won the statewide offices, and at this point it's the Democrats that are pretty constantly trying to present themselves as the outsiders. I do always get kind of a kick when I'm watching some of the TV ads for the Republicans running for U.S. Senate, and you have one of them, Derek Dooley, who will come out and say he's the outsider. I do kind of find that kind of funny. But
why do you find that funny?
Well, for one, it's the same thing that David Perdue, Loeffler, and a lot of the other Republicans that lost have campaigned on. It's using the same font on television, using the same message. It doesn't seem to be working within Republican primary efforts.
Did Donald Trump campaign, though, in 2016 as kind of like an outsider?
He did, and that was sort of when it was originally done, and Perdue did it in 2014, in fact, when it was originally done. But it hasn't worked in Republican primaries as well in the last few years.